Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's getting colder. Hope you've all got lots of layers on and a blanket close by. If you have a strap, it would be wonderful if you could pop that next to your mat this morning, but not essential, so don't worry if you don't have a strap. And you're welcome to lie down or to stay seated this morning. So just choose how you would like to start your practice. Make sure that you're warm. And if you're lying down, you might like to take glasses off and just begin by sighing or blowing the breath away, letting go of the morning, last night, yesterday. Perhaps even making an audible sighing sound this morning. I'd like to actually start the practice this morning with a poem by Mary Oliver called When I Am Among the Trees. When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, stay a while. The light flows from their branches and they call again, it's simple, they say. And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light and to shine. So just take these first few moments to drift inside your body and just note what's going on this morning. How is your body feeling? What's going on in the mind, in your heart? And how are you feeling energetically? Acknowledge that whatever you are experiencing is okay. Right now, you are okay. So welcome all of you onto your mat this morning, as though you have come to meet your dearest friend. Tell your friend how lovely it is to be meeting up with them this morning. Nowhere to go, nothing to do or achieve. I'd like to share a passage with you from a wonderful book called Consciousness Medicine. Our environment strongly affects who we are. It affects our consciousness and impacts our priorities and ways of thinking. The external environment directly affects our daily life. We, in turn, affect our environment. Every resource we use comes from the earth and will go back to the earth. Through the way we live, how we cook, consume and travel, we express our level of ecological awareness and our personal connection with the natural world. How we relate with our living environment and the natural world reflects how we relate with ourselves. The way we treat the earth reflects the way we treat ourselves. So I invite you to ponder now the following questions. How much time do I spend in nature? How do I connect with the mountains, rivers, trees, and plants around me? What local flora and fauna am I familiar with near where I live? Which elements, earth, water, fire, air, space, do I connect with most and least? In what ways do I consider the natural world to be alive? How do I show my respect for the earth? So, the invitation during this morning's practice is to reflect on the strength of our connection with our inner nature as well as outer nature. And again, I'd like to share another little passage with you from a book called Living Deeply. Nature can mirror our inner state to us if we look carefully and quietly. Time in nature allows us to explore our lives and what has meaning, value, and significance for us in a setting that is nurturing, sacred, and mysterious. Being a sacred and mysterious force unto itself, nature often reveals new self-knowledge to us and thus serves as a catalyst for transformation. Nature can provide a quiet, reflective place to listen to your inner voice and your way of being. Looking deeply into simple, natural events can tell you about your own life journey. It can be so wonderful to spend some quiet time in nature, just getting in touch with ourselves, perhaps being inspired by the natural world around us, and remembering that outer nature can act as a mirror for unseen human qualities. I love what Bill Plotkin says in the book Soulcraft. He says, nature is a mirror for our soul. So we're going to start to move in a moment in a reclined position. So if you're seated, I'll invite you now to come to lie down. You can keep a blanket on you just for the first few moments, but just have your arms free out to the side. I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. Just checking that you're lying in a nice straight line. Tucking the chin forward so the back of the neck is long. And we're going to work with a mantra this morning, a bija mantra, which is a single syllable chant, very powerful. Bija is often translated as seed, a seed mantra. And this mantra is connected to the element of earth. So when we work with this bija mantra, it can strengthen the element of earth within us, which is connected to Muladhara chakra, the base energy center in the around the earth, the perineum. So the bija mantra for earth is Lam, L-A-M, but it's pronounced the same as thumb, Lam. So in a moment, we'll stretch the arms overhead and then we'll chant the arms down. The first time we'll just chant one Lam, The second time 2, then 3, then 4, and then the 5th time we lower the arms, we'll just chant continuous lam, so as many as you can on the out breath. So if you're not quite sure, you can just follow along with me or listen, whatever you feel comfortable with this morning. So let's exhale all breath to begin. And then breathing in as we sweep the arms up overhead. You might even like to squeeze Muladhara chakra. So draw the perineum in and up at the end of that exhalation just for a moment. And then as you inhale, just relax that area, the pelvic floor. Nice deep breath in. So now 2 chants. Lam, lam. And then squeezing the perineum. So that's Mula Bandha connected to that base chakra. And then relax, inhale, a nice deep fresh breath in, filling the lungs. So now 3 chants. Lam, lam, lam. Just squeezing and tightening the pelvic floor, the perineum for a moment. And then again, inhale, relax that area. So 4 chants now. Lam, 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 lam. Squeezing the perineum, contracting the pelvic floor. And now last one, so this time continuous chanting. Lam, 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 lam. Take a breath or 2 there. Just noticing how you feel, the effects of the practice. And then we'll draw both knees in towards the chest and gentle rocking from side to side. And then come back to center. Just keep a hand on each knee. And we're just going to make some slow circles with our knees. So you take the knees out wide and then bring them in towards each other. Take them out wide and circle them in. Good. And then reverse directions. Saying good morning to our hips, knees. Good. And then bring them in. Knees are hip width, and we'll circle our feet, working into the ankles. Good. And reversing. Good. Okay, just place the left foot down on the mat. Right ankle is going to go on the left thigh. And just working to open up that hip buttock area a little bit more. So you can just place the right hand on the inner edge of the right knee keeping the right foot flexed. If you want to take this a little bit further, you lift that left foot off the floor and interlace the fingers under the left knee. So you're just drawing the left knee in towards you, keeping the whole of the back in contact with the floor, back of the head, chin tucking forward, and breathe. Good, and then place the left foot down and let's swap sides. So left ankle on the right thigh, either staying in this position or interlacing your fingers under the right knee and drawing that right knee in towards you, keeping the left foot flexed to protect the left knee. Good, and release the left foot down. So this is where we're going to grab our straps. If you've got one, don't worry if you don't. We're going to pop the strap around the ball of the left foot, or like me, you can interlace your fingers around the back of the thigh. You can hold on to the calf. Some of you might be able to hold on to your left big toe. Otherwise, we've got the strap around the ball of the left foot. The right foot can stay bent, or we can stretch the right leg along the mat. So holding this stretch, relaxing the skin of the face, make sure you're not clenching the teeth, and connecting with your breath. Long, smooth inhalation, and long, smooth exhalation. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you. If you're feeling a little bit low in energy this morning, you might imagine drawing the energy up from the earth into your being as you inhale. Energy rising up to fill your being, and as you exhale, just relax and soften. Strong, rich earth energy, grounding energy, a solid energy. Good, and then we'll gently release that left leg down, and we'll try the same on the other side, extending the right leg up, keeping the left leg bent, or you can extend it out, and holding here. Watching the tendency of the mind to wander, to start thinking, moving back into the past or forward into the future, and keep bringing it back to the breath. Anchoring your awareness in this present moment. All right, let's release the right leg down. Just pop any straps to the side, draw both knees into the chest, give yourselves a hug. So in a moment, we're going to raise the legs to the sky, arms up and overhead, and then we'll work with our Bija mantra again as we bring the knees back in Lam, same way as when we were fully outstretched. So we're going to do 5 movements, starting off with 1 chant, then 2, 3, 4, and then continuous chants on the last one. So let's exhale all breath, and then breathing in. You can squeeze the perineum, applying Mula Bandha again if you'd like to. And then on the next inhale, relax that area, filling the lungs. Lam, lam. Inhale. Lam, lam, lam. Breathing in. Lam, 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 lam. And last one. Lam, 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 lam. Good, lower your feet down to the mat, hip width apart, palms down alongside the hips. Rest there for a breath or two. Again, just checking in with yourself, note what's going on, how you're feeling. All right, let's work now with a dynamic bridge. So we'll press the palms down into the mat, back of the head, feet, and on the next inhalation, slowly starting to peel your spine away from the floor. You might just lift up 50% of the way the first few times. And on the exhalation, rolling the spine back down. Linking this movement with your breath, inhale, we lift. Again, it might just be halfway. And on the exhalation, rolling back down. Continuing, you can work at your own pace with your breath. Perhaps lifting up a little bit higher now. Seeing if you can allow the length of your inhale and exhale to be the same. And you're welcome to continue working like this Or the next time you lift up, you might like to hold bridge and just bring the arms into a different position. So pressing the forearms and the elbows down, and you lift the upper arms down and you lift the forearms up. So your fingertips are pointing up towards the sky, the palms are facing each other. The inner knees are drawing in towards each other. So we're trying to keep the knees hip width apart. Press the big toe side of the foot down here and keep the breath flowing. And you've had enough in your own time, slowly roll down, bring the knees into the chest, cross your legs at the ankles, a hand on each knee, and making some slow circles with your lower back on the floor. And come back to center and circling the opposite way. And while you're doing that, I'd like to share another poem with you. This one's by a guy called Tyler Knott Gregson. Go outside and let your breath be stolen away. Find the forests, seek the seas, meditate on the mountains, mist covered from morning. We are nurtured by nature, born for the wild places. We've no business in cities, in buildings taller than trees can grow. Go outside and begin living again. So just gently now roll over to one side and come around so that you're on all fours. And we're going to lift up into elephant pose. So we're going to take our hands as wide apart as our mat, little fingers touching the outer edges of the mat, and same with our feet. So little toes touching the outer edges of the mat. And then when you're ready, lifting the hips up and back. So holding elephant, and this is an opportunity to connect with our inner elephant, all the qualities of an elephant. So there's a particular sutra in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, Sutra 3.25, which invites us to meditate on something in nature that has the qualities that we need. So it might be an elephant, or if we're having trouble making a decision in life, or if we can't think clearly, it might be meditating on an eagle. If we're someone who's quite controlling and quite rigid in our thinking, we might meditate on a river, on some flowing water. So something you might like to reflect on this week, to think about what qualities do I need at the moment in my life, and what's something in nature that has those qualities. And even to go and spend time with that thing in nature, just to sit with it, be with it, breathe with it. Feel free to stay a few more breaths if you're happy here. Otherwise, you can lower the knees down and just rest in child pose, or if you need to, you can make a few circles with your wrists. Good, and then we'll all come into extended child. Breathing now into the back of the body. We're going to come back to our Bija mantra of Lam, working again with 5 rounds. So on your next inhalation, coming up into cat, and then we'll chant our way back. La. Inhale. Long, long. Long, long, long. Long, 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 long. Last one. Long, 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 long. Take a breath or two here. Okay, so you can choose now whether you want to just keep working with that movement, so child into cat, a gentler option, or you can come along with me. We're going to lift up into down face dog pose and then move into plank and back into dog. So a bit stronger, a bit more work for our wrists and our shoulders. So any issues with those areas, you'll probably just want to do the gentler option. Otherwise, you can come along with me. So hands are shoulder width apart, feet are now hip width apart. We're lifting up into down face dog pose. And then from here, we're going to bend the legs, come forward into plank, and then back into dog. So bend the legs, forward into plank, back into dog. Bend, forward, and back. We'll do a couple more. And then you can either just have a little rest in child pose or just pause in dog pose. And then we're going to reverse directions. So from dog, we now move straight forward into plank, bend the legs, back into dog. So straight forward into plank, bend the legs, back into dog. We'll do a few more. Last one. Good. And then if you've got lots of energy this morning, you might stay in dog for a few more breaths. Otherwise, again, come down into your favorite version of child and take 2 or 3 breaths. All right, now again, I'd like to give you the option, the gentler option and then a more challenging option. So the gentle option is to work with Crocodile Makarasana, which I think you all know. It's coming down into our tummies, feet are hip width, and then our palms are pressing together. Those of you who are up for a bit more of a challenge this morning, focusing on building your strength, we're going to work with a low plank. So you're interlacing your fingers, pressing down into the forearms and the elbows, your toes are tucked under, and the body's in a straight line. So you might hold this as long as you like. And when you've had enough here, you just drop the body down and you can move into crocodile. So I'm just going to stay here in crocodile now. Feel free to close the eyes if you feel comfortable. Long, smooth inhalation and long, smooth exhalation. You're in low plank, make sure the breath is flowing. You're not holding the breath. Crocodile now, you might visualize a crocodile and think of the qualities of a crocodile. I'm visualizing a crocodile, big crocodile with its tail swooshing around, moving through the water, a very strong being. Try and stay another 30 seconds here, but whenever you've had enough, just lower yourself down, resting one hand on top of the other and your chin or your forehead on your hands. Let's rest down now. The lower back's feeling a little bit tender. You can always bend the lower legs and just swing them gently from side to side. I'm going to work now with a great movement for strengthening the lower back. So we bring the legs together, the feet together. We're going to bend the left leg. So left foot is flexed and the heel is pointing up towards the ceiling. Inner knees are touching. So as we breathe in, we're just going to lift that left thigh off the floor, squeeze the buttock, hold for a moment, and then exhale, lower. So do 4 more of these. Inhale, lift, squeezing the buttock, and lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Lift, and lower. And last one. Lower the left foot down. Let's bend the right leg. Flexing foot. Inhale, lifting, squeezing, holding, and lower. 4 more of these. Finish, just lower the leg down. You might give the legs a little bit of a shake, and then we're going to release our arms along by side. Turn your head to one side and just give in completely. Again, let yourself feel the support of Mother Earth beneath you. You might imagine as you inhale, drawing energy from the earth up into your whole body. As you exhale, just let yourself sink down a little more. Inhale, breathing energy from the earth up into your being. And exhale, let go. So I thought we might have a go at a dynamic locust, Shalabhasana. Feel free to watch the first one if you're not sure, but this is our start position with our head to one side, feet are hip width apart. Exhaling all breath. As we inhale, we move our head to center, we lift our arms, we lift our legs. As we exhale, lower down, turning the head the opposite way. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. Keep going. Now feel free to keep flowing with the breath. Otherwise, the next time you lift, you might like to hold the pose. Pointing the toes, stretching the fingers back as though someone's pulling you back by your wrists. Keep the face relaxed. Now you just lower down, head to the side, and relax. I'd like to share another poem with you this morning, another one by Mary Oliver. This one's called Such Silence. As deep as I ever went into the forest, I came upon an old stone bench, very, very old, and around it a clearing, and beyond that, trees taller and older than I had ever seen. Such silence. It really wasn't so far from a town, but it seemed all the clocks in the world had stopped counting. So it was hard to suppose the usual rules applied. Sometimes there's only a hint, a possibility. What's magical sometimes has deeper roots than reason. I hope everyone knows that. I sat on the bench, waiting for something. An angel, perhaps, or dances with the legs of goats. No, I didn't see either, but only, I think, because I didn't stay long enough. Let's now bring the hands alongside the chest and push our way back into child. If the lower back's feeling quite tender, you might make fists of the hands and give it a little bit of a rub. Good, and then we'll slowly come to an upright position and make our way all the way up to stand. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet hip width, you might like to just rock back and forth a few times. Perhaps even sideways, swaying a little bit from side to side. You might like to close the eyes. Roll the shoulders back and down so the chest is broad. Palms facing forward. Tuck the chin in a little. Face soft, perhaps turning the sides of the mouth up slightly. So feeling, again, that connection with the earth beneath you, but now we're feeling a sense of lightness and lift. Lengthening the crown of the head up towards the heavens. So there's a sense of a lot of air, a lot of space around us, not just collapsing, sinking down with with the force of gravity, with that earth energy. Just visualizing a favorite mountain and reflecting on the qualities of that mountain and seeing if you can find those same qualities now within yourself. Let's work now with tree pose, Vrikshasana. So we'll open the eyes and shift the weight into the left foot to begin and pick up the right so that right foot can go on top of the left to the ankle, or if you're feeling quite steady, to the upper thigh. We'll bring the hands into Namaskar Mudra this morning at the heart space. Breathe. Try to relax your left toes. I can feel my toes then starting to shrink and sort of grab onto the earth. Try to relax the toes. And keep the hands at the heart, or you might like to take the arms above the head, either keeping the palms together or separating the arms. Bring your hands back to the heart. And release back into mountain pose. Might like to close the eyes, take a breath or two. Find your inner mountain here. And we'll blink the eyes open, shift the weight into the right foot and pick up the left. Hands into prayer. To keep the hands at the heart or taking the arms above the head. Bring the hands back to the heart. Release the leg back into mountain pose. Take a breath or two. Let's come back to the Bija mantra, working with Lam. Same way we've been working with it up to this point, so five rounds. So we're going to inhale and raise the arms out to shoulder height. And then as we exhale, bring the arms in front. Inhale, raising the arms above the head. Now we'll chant the arms down. La. And again, you might squeeze the perineum here. So flying Mula Bandha. Hold. And then when you need to breathe in, just relax that area. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lam, lam. Let's keep going. Lam, lam, lam. Lam, 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 lam. Last one. Lam, 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 lam. And take a breath or two again, just checking in, note what's going on, any little subtle shifts or changes. Release. Let's step the legs wide, outer edges of the feet parallel, working with a Trikonasana variation, so a lateral stretch. So let's breathe in, raise the arms to shoulder height, returning to the left. And as we exhale, tipping over to the left side. That right arm might come up and over the head. Breathe yourself back to center, turning around to the right and tipping over to the right side. Good. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, perhaps continuing to draw the energy from the earth up through your legs, and exhale, and just enjoying the air, the space all around the upper part of the body as the arms move freely from side to side. Inhale, exhale. Good. This time we're going to hold the stretch, coming over to the left side. You can keep looking down towards your left big toe, or if the neck's feeling okay, you might turn to look forward. And breathing through that right side of the body. Good. And then inhale, come up and over to the right. Inhale and exhale. Let's keep the legs wide and just turn the toes out, and we'll work with a squat. So as we breathe in, we're going to raise the arms up above the head. And as we exhale, bending the legs, trying to keep the back in Tadasana, mountain pose position, shoulders back, chin tucking a little bit. Breathe the arms up and exhale. Let's do 4 more of these. Inhale and exhale. Stay with your breath. Last one. Release, bring the legs together, give them a bit of a shake. And we're going to move into bird now. So feet hip width. So thinking of that, again, that sense of air and space all around us, being a beautiful bird flying through the sky. Let's inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale, bend the legs. Legs can stay bent or straight here. Inhale. And exhale. At your own pace now, linking the movement with your breath. The next time we come down, we're going to move into down face dog pose. So lower your arms down, take the hands forward, walk your feet back. If you've had enough at this point, you can just come straight down into child pose. Otherwise, feel free to stay in dog as long as you'd like to. Fingers and toes spread wide, looking for even weight between hands and feet. The head is relaxed down. Breath is flowing. When you've rested down for a few breaths, there's no hurry if you're still in dog. We're going to just make our way into a seated position, either Sukhasana, cross-legged, or you might stretch the legs out in front or have the legs in a diamond shape, or even be kneeling, perhaps even sitting up on some support. So we're going to just work with a gentle twist, and then we're going to come into a meditation and work with a meditation for about 10 minutes. So let's make sure that we have a nice, tall, upright spine, shoulders relaxed. And then breathe in, raise the arms out to shoulder height. And as we exhale, we're turning to the left. So you can do an open twist, placing the right hand on the inner edge of the right knee. Gives us a little bit more space so we don't feel so claustrophobic or closed. So you might be working in this way this morning, or that right hand goes to the outer edge of the left knee. Head moves last as we turn to look over that left shoulder. Now this left hand can be on the floor, or we can wrap it around the body, reaching towards our right thigh. Good. And then inhale, come back to center. And exhale to the right. So again, an open or closed twist. Let's turning the sides of the mouth up slightly, so no tension in the mouth, the jaws, the forehead is smooth, chin tucked in a little so the back of the neck is long. Gently come back to center. And if you'd like to, just gently folding forward for a few breaths. Taking a moment in this position to extend your gratitude to Mother Earth for holding you, supporting you. And lifting up. Okay, so you've got a choice to either lie down for the meditation or to be in a seated position. You might even sit in a chair. If you want to pop socks on or wrap a shawl or a blanket around you, or just take some time to lie down. I'll come up to be closer to you again. This is a grounding meditation we're going to be working with. It's again good for when we're feeling we need the support of some strong, stabilizing energy. So if in a seated position, you might like to bring your hands into a favorite mudra, a seal, a gesture with the hands, perhaps Jhana mudra if you're not quite sure. Dhyani mudra, a mudra of contemplation where you have one palm resting in the other with the tips of the thumbs touching. Yoni mudra, which is the earth or womb mudra. It's not one we work with a lot, but it's interlacing the fingers, but bringing their index fingers and thumbs to join. And that can just rest in your lap. So fingers pointing down to the earth. So whether you're lying down or seated, the eyes lightly closed or with a soft downward glance, and just take a moment to feel that you are physically calm and steady. Visualize your spine long and strong. And we're going to imagine that there's an invisible cord attached to the base of the spine, extending down through the perineum into the floor and way down into the earth. If you wish, you can imagine this is like the root of a tree growing deep down into the ground. And we can think of this as our grounding cord. With each inhale now, begin to imagine that the energy and magnetism of the earth flows up through this cord, up through your spine, through your body, all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, the energy flows out through the top of your head like a fountain and showering down around you. As you inhale, you're drawing rich red earth energy up your grounding cord, up your spine, through the body, right up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, it flows out of your head like a fountain, showering down around you. Feel that you are feeding your bones, nourishing your bones, your solid structure. Breathing in rich earth energy and breathing out Remembering that the earth offers us support and energy to stay balanced, strong, stable. Perhaps this energy has a colour. Perhaps it is a reddy earth colour. Perhaps it's a different colour for you. Perhaps it's more of a feeling, a sensation, warmth or tingling. Now, as you sit or lie here, allow an image to form in your mind's eye of the most magnificent mountain you know or have seen or can imagine. Let this image gradually come into greater focus. And even if it doesn't come as a visual image, invite some sense of this mountain, its overall shape, its lofty peak, high in the sky, the large base rooted in the bedrock of the earth's crust, its steep or gentle sloping sides. Notice how massive it is, how solid, unmoving, beautiful, whether from afar or up close. Observing this mountain, noting its qualities. And when you feel ready, seeing if you can bring the mountain into your own body as you sit or lie here, so that your body and the mountain in your mind's eye become one. So that as you sit or lie here, you share in the massiveness, the stillness, and majesty of the mountain. You become the mountain, grounded. Your head becomes the lofty peak, supported by the rest of the body and affording a panoramic view. Your shoulders and arms, the sides of the mountain. Your buttocks and legs, the solid base, rooted to your seat. Experiencing in your body a sense of uplift from deep within your pelvis and spine. Unwavering in your inner stillness. Completely what and who you are beyond words and thought. Centered, grounded, unmoving presence. Unmoved by the weather, by what happens on the surface, by the world of appearances. Remaining your essential self through the seasons, the changing weather, the activity ebbing and flowing on your surface. So as we sit or lie in meditation, we can embody the same central, unwavering, deep silence, stillness, and wisdom in the face of everything that changes in our lives over seconds, over hours, over years. We can link up with this strength and stability and adopt them for our own. We can use mountain energy to support our energy, to encounter each moment with mindfulness and equanimity and clarity. If you're sitting, feel free to stay as you are, or now come to lie down just for a very short relaxation. Trying not to disturb your peace too much. To close our practice this morning, I'd like to share a final poem with you by the sage Krishnamurti. It is very important to go out alone, to sit under a tree, not with a book, not with a companion, but by yourself, and observe the falling of a leaf, hear the lapping of the water, the fisherman's song, watch the flight of a bird, and of your own thoughts as they chase each other across the space of your mind. If you are able to be alone and watch these things, then you will discover extraordinary riches which no government can tax, no human agency can corrupt, and which can never be destroyed. So start now to deepen the breath and bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes. A bit of a stretch, do what feels good, including staying lying down. But if you'd like to, you can roll over to one side and come up to sit. And we'll chant one Om to seal our practice this morning. hands together at the heart. Exhale all breath. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of this day. If you can, go out and spend a bit of time in nature this week. Jane's off to the Kimberleys for 3 weeks, so you'll be having lots of beautiful nature to enjoy. I look forward to seeing some photos. Love to you all, and see you all again very soon.